Do you often find yourself watching other guitar players using all 4 fingers with absolute control and thinking, damn, I wish I didn't just use these 3 fingers, I wish my little finger was more useful? If so, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to take you through a couple of simple exercises to get a more usable little finger to allow you to play faster and more freely, and also a useful principle to consider when you're doing so. Before we get started, if you like how I teach, check out the link in the description for my online guitar mentorship. You send in questions and clips of your playing, and I get back to you within 24 hours with a tailored video, text, or voice note response just for you. I'm there every step of the way on your guitar journey. If that sounds like you, check it out. Anyway, onto the video. You've got 4 fingers, so you might as well use them. However, there are some really great players that actually mainly just use the first 3. If you can play pretty much as fast as you want and you're not using your little finger as much as maybe you could, it's not the end of the world. I think people kind of overplay this, particularly if you've got bigger hands. But if, like me, you've got slightly smaller hands, it's quite useful to be able to use all 4 fingers. Now, even if you can play quite well with 3 fingers, you still want to develop your little finger, really. But players like Guthrie, Andy James is another one that comes to mind, can absolutely shred, and most of the time you just see them using the first 3 fingers. So you don't necessarily need to obsess over this, but you might find it unlocks another gear in your playing if you can make your little finger a little more usable. Now, obviously, the better you get with just 3 fingers, the more hard work it feels like to get that little finger up to the level of the other 3. So the earlier you can work on this, I'd say the better. So let's start with a basic strength exercise, a bit of a warm-up. Now, the important thing with this is you're not going to see results quickly. Strength exercises, coordination-based exercises are not just going to change things like that for you. You need to do them continuously and for a decent amount of time. I'd say you want to set aside at least 10 or 15 minutes a day to work on this if you really want to see progress in the development of the strength of your little finger. You need to do it enough so that it's kind of a little bit achy when you're done. So, simple exercise. We're going to use the first 4 frets on the guitar. If you find this difficult, you can play it higher up, but I think try and use the first 4. I'm going to start with my first finger anchored on the first fret of the E string, and I'm simply going to hammer on the 4th fret with my little finger. I'm going to do that as fast as I can for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to rest for 30 seconds, and I'm going to go again. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the second finger anchored on the 2nd fret. 3rd finger, 3rd fret. That's a bit pathetic. You'll probably notice it really doesn't take long for your little finger to get tired. I tend to feel it on this sort of outer edge of the palm here. This is quite a good warm-up, but also it's a strength exercise. Treat it as like a workout in a gym. And like anyone would say about any gym exercises, you can't just do them once or twice and expect results. You need to do this a lot. It's all well and good having good technique, but if your little finger just isn't strong enough and not coordinated enough to do what you want it to do, good luck. Do that for as long as you feel you can. Like I said, I think 10 minutes, maybe 15, you'll probably be pretty burnt out by the end of that. So that's probably the most you need to spend on it. And 10 minutes a day in the grand scheme of things is not that long. And you may not need to do this exercise forever, but you might need to set aside maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months to really build it up. So let's assume you're working on your strength, or maybe you've built it up a little bit. Now we can think about placement. This is actually a silent exercise, i.e. a bit of a boring one, but very useful, and all of my students find it pretty tricky. So we're going to pick any 4 fret range. It kind of matters a bit less where we do this, but I'm going to pick frets 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to start just by essentially tapping frets 5 and 6, so 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6 on every string, then come back. But the key thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my little finger to hover over the 8th fret of whichever string I'm on. So when I tap 5, 6 here, my little finger hovers over 8. Then when I tap 5, 6 on the next string, it's still hovering over 8. Doesn't even matter if it's touching the string. Ideally, you want it maybe just a few millimeters above it. And we're just going to keep moving down. And you might be surprised how hard it is just to keep your little finger close to the strings. And then you come back, keep that little finger. It wants to come away like that. So you want to keep that little finger as close to the strings as you can. And you find you have to fight it a little bit. It might get a bit achy, maybe in your wrist, back of the wrist here. Surprisingly difficult. Do the same with the 1st and the 3rd finger. See if you can keep that little finger there. I actually find that a little easier. Right, with the 2nd and the 3rd finger, fret 6 and 7, the little finger staying over that fret 8 there. I find fingers 1 and 2 the hardest. I guess maybe that's just the mechanics of how your hand works. One slightly more difficult one that you could try as well is doing this in a 3 note per string kind of layout. So I could spread across frets 5, 7, and 9. So 1st and 2nd finger across frets 5 and 7, little finger over 9. That's quite tricky. Again, this is something you want to actually do for a little while. You don't want to just do this like for 20 seconds and then stop. You need to do this regularly and consistently over a certain period of time. I can't tell you how long that is. You'll have to maybe just figure that out for yourself a little bit. Some people might need to do this for a long time before it becomes useful. For others, it might click over the course of a few weeks. Again, spend 10 minutes on that. Or maybe think about spending 15, 20 minutes total across both of these exercises. Now, as a little bonus tip, if you want your little finger to get stronger and more coordinated, obviously we've just got to kind of use it more. Now, a useful rule to incorporate to get yourself to use the little finger more is the idea of 1 finger per fret. So let's say I'm playing the C major scale here. You think I'm slightly out of tune, but sounded vaguely right. The fret range of this scale is frets 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we want to ensure that we apply one finger per fret, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I play the 8th to the 10th fret, I'm going to do 2nd to 4th finger. Then 7, 8, 10 is 1st, 2nd, 4th finger. 7, 9, 10 would be 1st, 3rd, 4th finger, etc. If you play with one finger per fret, even slightly higher up, you're going to force yourself just to use the little finger a bit more. If you don't apply this rule, you're not going to feel that you need to use the little finger as much, and sure, you might develop that ability to play with just 3 fingers, but you might be hampering yourself a bit by essentially just ruling one of your fingers out. So whenever you're playing any lead lines, any scale-based exercises, try and use one finger per fret. It's a useful structure and it helps with consistency in your playing as well. It's very important that you play things the same way every time, and if you have a rule, that kind of helps. So one finger per fret where you can. As I said before, there are loads of great players that just use 3 fingers and the little finger's just like an added accessory. But the thing is, when they do add it, they add it well. So if you develop your little finger and you still find that you prefer using kind of just the first 3, there's no harm done. You've now just got another one that you can use where you need to use it. Particularly when you get higher up here, you know, above sort of the 13th, 14th, 15th fret. The little finger becomes a lot less useful unless you're doing bigger stretches. But hopefully these exercises will just help you get a stronger little finger. If you found this video useful, drop a like or maybe hit subscribe, and hit me up in the comments with any questions you have. If you want to learn from me, hit the link in the description. And if your little finger is playing its part, but you want to learn a bit about how to play fast in a nice relaxed way, check out this video here. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.